Alright, so in today's news, we got an update on the PNB Rock case. Well, I guess I'll be the first one to just come right out and say it, that we owe a big apology to the woman, his girl, that was with PNB Rock at the time. I know we put a lot on her. I know we said that she had a lot to do with it. We thinking it's that social media post, and these niggas just slid all of a sudden when they seen the social media post, and that's what led to his demise. That's not actually what happened after getting the update. So it seems that there was a 17-year-old kid and his father already presently in the parking lot when PNB Rock decided to pull up. So they saw him from the get-go. It didn't have anything to do with any kind of social media post from him or her. They actually were there in the parking lot and saw when he pulled up, which the police probably discovered quickly as they were watching it on camera. They could see that the car that was used to get away never came into the parking lot. It was already in the parking lot. So it seems as he was sitting in there, this father and son duo decided to go on in and attempt to rob him for his jewelry, where the 17-year-olds allegedly gunned PNB Rock down, ending his life. Now, you could go back a couple of videos and see where I did a story on a guy named OG Percy, and a lot of his sons winded up with a whole lot of prison time after he did a whole lot of prison time, and I was stating how fathers are the leading cause of some of these kids' demise. Even when they're in the kid's life, there's such a negative There's such a negative influence on the children that it defeats the purpose of a father being there in the first place. So the father is the getaway driver in this case. No way am I gonna be with my son, allow him to take the life of another innocent black man, and then drive him off afterwards. No way that my son would even be riding around with me gripped up at 17 years old, which implies that he was already in some kind of street activity, and it probably came from his father. So they arrested the father as well for being a getaway driver to the 17-year-old that gunned down PNB Rock. And again, this is it. This is the end of 3 black men's life all in one shot. That's why when people come to me and talk about systematic racism and they want to tell me about the critical race theories and the white man being able to do this to us and all of this, well, how can we throw them in when we're doing stuff like this? How can we act like they're the cause of everything when we got father and son leading each other out here to destroy other black men? Now I want to see if there'll be an uprising against this father and son that took the life of this innocent black man just going out to eat with his woman. 17 years old and knew how to use a firearm very well. Now I have no issue with children. I'm not even going to say children. You're a young adult at that point. I don't have any issue with a child of age being able to use a firearm, going out to learn gun safety with his father, hitting the shooting ranges. I have no issue with that. My issue is when fathers come in and only want to show children the illegal side of firearms. They only want to show them how to slide and destroy other black men. They don't want to show them how to protect the community. They don't want to show them how to protect the schools, how to protect the children on the way home from school. I know when I was growing up, there wasn't a lot of kids that went missing because even the local street gangs that we had would not allow anything to happen around those children. Ain't nobody jumping out and just snatching a child in my neighborhood and not having to deal with the local members. Ain't nobody about to rob Miss such and such from down the street for her purse and think they don't got to answer to a bunch of people afterwards. Now what happens when we allow the youth to run loose? We allow them to have the time of their life, and we also arm them with the firearms to be able to do it. Then you got these OGs that are giving them knowledge on how to get away with committing the crimes, but they're not listening to that portion of it. You can tell that these children aren't listening to it because they will do the crime and then make a rhyme. Remember before the motto used to be, if you do the crime, you do the time? Today's motto is, if you do the crime, you make a rhyme. Young Thug got him off of his lyrics. Lil Boosie arrested off of his lyrics. Plenty Kodak Black, I believe they used his lyrics in the case. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You guys weren't raised with any kind of street code. You guys weren't raised with any kind of morals or anything. And the streets are dead. That shit is over. That whole street life, trying to live that drill scene and everything, that gives you guys a lifespan of about 22 years old. So you guys want to drive Bentleys, you want to drive Phantoms, you want to be able to have nice chains, you want the diamonds and the girls and all of that. But you only want to be able to enjoy it for maybe a year or so before you wind up with life in prison or you wind up dead. We just had another artist, Q Money, from he was from somewhere down south, just sentenced to life in prison right after he made one hit. He made one hit and caught life in prison afterwards. What kind of life is this? That's why I hope that I got the young people out here really listening, because I'm somebody who came from that. I'm somebody that was from the streets, but I was there when there was morals, there was code of ethic, there was a chain of command, so you couldn't just do whatever the hell you wanted to without having to answer to somebody. But with that taken away, these kids have just let loose. 17 years old, ended the life of PNB Rock, cut and dry case, whole thing probably on camera, and they're so stupid that they grow up in these areas, they know where all the cameras are, and they still decide to commit blatant crimes directly in front of the camera. There's nothing gangster about this, there's nothing street about this, everything about it is purely stupid. Everything about it. And we lost 3 black men at the same time. You guys will be in an uproar if the police kill one nigga who did something wrong to start off with. The guy who jumped out with the ski mask on and ran into the dark area reaching around his waist after he took the police on a high-speed chase and got gunned down. You guys were ready to start a riot over that. You guys were ready to raise hell over that. Where's the hell gonna be raised for PNB Rock? Where's the hell gonna be raised for Pop Smoke? Where's the hell gonna be raised for all the other artists that were just sitting around chilling, enjoying their lives, snuffed out by either one or a group of other black men? That's why I don't have time to talk about what white folks is doing. I don't have time to talk about systematic oppression. I don't have time to talk about colorism and all of this other weird shit. All of that is a distraction to the bigger problem. The bigger problem is we do not have suitable fathers in the neighborhoods. We don't have suitable fathers in the households. We don't have good enough thinking mothers to choose good enough fathers because they didn't have no fathers. Like to just think as a man that all of this revolves around having either the wrong father or not having a father, but it falls back on the father. You can't want to be the leader and not accept when the team folds. You're the team captain, you're the team leader. So if something happens to the team, of course they're looking for you to be the one to blame. We need to stop this. We can't keep on snuffing out our millionaires. Young Dolph, millionaire, done. Mo 3, millionaire, done. Who was the one down in Florida, the young kid that winded up passing away over the dirt bikes? Excuse me for not knowing all these people's names. I'm not really big on music. I believe it was XXX Tentacion. We got Pop Smoke. We got PNB Rock. We got so many other artists that passed away, and all we're doing is deleting our millionaires, and then we'll have critical race theory afterwards telling us why white wealth is higher than black wealth. And we'll want to blame it on white supremacy. We'll want to blame it on racism. We'll want to blame it on all of this other stuff. But the second that we build wealth, we're snuffing out our millionaires. We're snuffing out the people that are willing to build in the community. Because white folks, Asian folks, and the rest of them, they're not willing to build in a community full of destruction. They'll wait for the feds to come, sweep all of y'all up, and then gentrify the neighborhood. But when we got black people willing to gentrify the neighborhood ourselves, willing to add stores, they killed Nipsey at his store. But what happened? Why was Nipsey there calling somebody a snitch in the first place? Because this stupid ass street code that we live by never let you out of it. It never lets you back out of it. Once you get into it, you are stuck there for the rest of your life. Like that's like being stuck as a teenager mentally for the rest of your life. Why do you care who's snitching when you a millionaire living in Beverly Hills? When you got millions of dollars, you on yachts, you talking to basketball owners, you're talking to some prominent people, you got a chance to take people out the hood with you. Why do you care who's snitching back in the hood? That's irrelevant. That is irrelevant. This is why we got to smarten up. This is why we have to study economics. This is why we have to homeschool our children. Y'all always probably wonder why I put such emphasis on homeschooling the children, because I keep my son's eyes off of this ratchetness that's going on. If I ask my son what are gangs, he doesn't exactly know what I'm talking about. If I ask him what's drill music, he doesn't exactly know what I'm talking about. He knows guns because he's around his grandfather, he's around his uncles, he's around legal gun owners that go to gun shops and do their hunting, and they learn life skills. It's basically the Boy Scout for him, being with his family. You guys are learning the ignorant ways of firearms, and it's leading to higher prison incarceration rates that you guys are going to turn around and blame on racism. You're going to turn around and blame it on systemic racism and all of this other weird shit. I know it's just bad decision making on the behalf of black people. No one is telling us to do that. No one asked this father and son duo to go rob PNB Rock because they broke and dusty and can't come up with a good enough idea to gain some kind of income and to be the men that they are supposed to be in our community. Instead, they snuffed themselves out along with another black man. So if you want to talk about the white man, he just got a 3-for-1 special on behalf of us. 3-for-1 special on behalf of us. 1 in a casket, 2 going to jail. For life. Done. Over. A case this big, you are getting life. Madness, man. I just wanted to come here and do an update for you guys. Rest in peace to PNB Rock. Again, another apology to his girl. I know we were kind of hard on her because we assumed that it was her message that kind of led to this, even though we did hold him accountable as well for being in the wrong places with his jewelry on and everything. But we did put a lot of emphasis on his girl being the reason this happened, and I don't want to keep that stigma going around. So it was not her. It was a 17-year-old boy who was the actual gunman, they say. Allegedly. This is all allegedly because everyone is innocent until proven guilty. So allegedly it was this 17-year-old boy along with his father, and they were already in the parking lot when PNB Rock decided to pull up, and that's how they saw him, and they applied pressure afterwards. So you guys stay tuned. I'll always keep you updated on the news. Until next time, low key, low ski, over and out. Peace.